Well, by the way, we do got Cardinals pitcher Dakota Hudson on. Dak, what's going on, bud?
Hey, nothing much.
Thanks
for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. How was the offseason, man? And you looking forward to get back going here?
Yeah, it's been going pretty good. Just been down here at the Jupiter Complex this whole offseason, and, itching to get back out there.
So, Dak, just randomly, we got into a conversation right before you came on about big-time wrestling, WWE, WCW. Did you ever get into that ever back in the day, any type of Hulk Hogan-type fandom?
Yeah. My uncle was a big wrestling fan, and so we had Hulk Hogan and then a couple action figures growing up. And then my time, I think it was Rey Mysterio with the 619. Kind of rolled on through there.
Yeah. The little guy? The little guy that was acrobatic and stuff?
Yeah.
619.
Yeah, is that 619?
Yeah, fun to watch.
Yeah.
So, Dak, I don't know if you're aware of it, but your teammate Andrew Kisner is now a media sensation.
Huge.
Because he's part of this radio show. Did you know that he has like a weekly spot on radio in St. Louis? Were you aware of that?
Yeah, he's been down here a little bit in the complex. He's mentioned it once or twice, and I've tuned into a few myself.
Have you?
Oh, Lordy B.
Yeah. So it's been fun to talk to him a little bit, and I've been poking at him a little bit.
So, because we just did the ratings, we always were like steady at 12 listeners, and for some reason went up to 13.
I know.
So I guess you're the 13th listener. So thank you, Dak. So, but Kiz is our source. Like, he's a good teammate. You know, he's not going to put out anything crazy, but he's been catching bullpens, and we're asking him, has anyone stood out to you? And he said he's been catching a lot of guys. Everyone's getting in shape, but he said you in particular. He said you're going to have a big bounce back year. So what's working well, and what kind of changes have you implemented to try to get back to being Dak?
Yeah, so speaking of him catching bullpens, it's been a little bit of the Kisner's coaching clinic down here for me a little bit. So he's been giving me good feedback. But been just working back to what I was doing previously and figuring some things out just with consistency. And the staff down here has been great. But using a little bit more technology this time around to kind of get things going.
And, Dak, how do you feel about the pitch clock being implemented? And do you think that could help you, just kind of forcing pitchers to work faster?
Yeah, I think it's going to be definitely a change of advantage just as far as, being aware of it. But I think it'll definitely help me pick up the pace a little bit, get the ball rolling, and then, trusting my stuff and having some good catchers back there always helps.
No, you had some good moments last year, but clearly there were some inconsistencies. They wanted you to work quicker and everything. But how frustrating, because you've already shown what you can do at the big league level. Then you have surgery, and there's always like a lag before you're back to being yourself. So how frustrating was it last season for you when you're trying to find it and it just wasn't there consistently?
I definitely saw pieces of like where it was kind of showing up, but I think it just gave me a focus on what to do kind of this off season, and it's kind of clear path for me since going through that. At the time though, very frustrating, but I'll quit.
And Dak, what do you feel about your role this year with the Cardinals? Have the Cardinals told you anything? Obviously, you want to be a starter. Cardinals have a lot of starters. You can never have too many starting pitchers, but also nowadays in Major League Baseball, these multi-inning relievers are super valuable. So what have the Cardinals told you about what you could do for them here in 2023?
They haven't told me anything as far as a role goes, but I'll be coming into spring training as a starter, building up, and I think the big focus is that consistency and making pitches. If I can do that and get to that situation, then whatever happens after happens, So I'll just be there making pitches and trying to help win the Cardinals some baseball games.
So, as I understand it, Kisner's down there catching bullpens for a bunch of you guys. But someone told me, I don't know who it is, Contreras is going to be there tomorrow for the first time, and he's going to catch some bullpens. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's been down here a few times just to kind of meet the guys, but I think he is coming down to catch some bullpens, so it'll be exciting. I've already been asking what he's seen as a competitor, so I think he'll have some stuff to kind of bring to the table, and his experience will kind of reshape how we've been, especially having someone who we play so consistently. So I think it'll be a good fit, and he's been good to talk to down here in the weight room and stuff.
Hey, Dak, Mike Maddox obviously departs from the organization. Dusty Blake, new pitching coach. Talk to us about your familiarity with him and what he might bring differently than what has been the case the last several seasons.
Yeah, always tough to see Mike go. I had a good relationship with him. But as far as Dusty goes, being able to kind of pick his brain last year a little bit, I think it'll be a little bit different of an approach. With the analytical side and be able to apply some baseball stuff. And I think him working with Mad Dog last year, that's a lot of experience to kind of just be around. So I think his application to what he'll do for us will be pretty big impact, but also bring it up to the modern age.
So, Dak, as we've already pointed out, we don't have a lot of listeners, 12, 13 counting you. So it's sort of like it's a small room. So you can say something to us and we're good. And if it goes the wrong way, we will blame it on Kiz.
Yeah.
But
All right.
I heard from a couple of Cardinal players, not necessarily on camera, but at the winter warm-up, when I was asking about Bueno, who is obviously one of the leaders of the pitching staff, and this is his last go-round, the last ride for Bueno, and some of the players said, or is it? Meaning that Bueno might have said, if things go well, I could be back for another one. What's your sense on that? And is there a chance that if things go well for Bueno, he's coming back? Because he put out there to the writers, this is it. Don't ask me about it. This is my last go-round. Or as your teammates said, or is it? Is there a chance that maybe we'll see more Bueno even beyond this season?
Yeah, I mean, Bueno is that guy where, he says that every year, but, with how he's been pitching, it's hard to walk away from a game. It's hard to ever say he's out of the picture. I think that's why us in the clubhouse are always like, yeah, or is it? Because he may continue pitching for the next however many years just because he's still got it. So, I mean, it's a lot of fun to watch him, and so I think that's the clubhouse vibe on him at least.
So, Dak, when Kiz comes on, we get to know him better. I feel like St. Louis gets to know Kiz better. For yourself, tell us the highlight of your offseason, and how do you spend your offseason? Are you a guy who – you're just hanging out? Are you watching movies? Are you going on trips? What are you doing?
Yeah, so I've got 3 kids now. So we just added a new addition to the family. I've got
Congrats.
a 2-month-old right now. So I'm hanging out a lot around the house with the kids. We get out and do a lot of sports stuff. They got plenty of fields and stuff around here. So just spending a lot of family time mostly. And then we've had family mostly travel to us, especially with the warmer weather being on our end.
So, all right, last thing, Dak, before we let you go. I think this is your first experience with our radio show. How did it go in your eyes? Did it seem like we're at least semi-professional?
Oh, yeah, you guys are super professional. It may be a little bit different on you guys viewing me, but as far as me to you guys, it's been great.
Hey, real quick, though, are you part of that group that with Michaelis and Kiz? Because Kiz comes on here and brags about being on big boats and they're fishing all the time. Are you part of that group?
I try and get out there when I can. I think I've been out there twice, but Kisner's been out there ripping lips all year.
That's what he's been saying. Hey, man, good luck to you. Nice talking to you. And, man, we're excited about the season.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me, guys.
Anytime.
Thanks,
Dak.
See you, buddy.
All right. See y'all.
See you.
And they got a cool group of guys, man. Be cool to be down there in Florida. You work out, you do your thing, go fishing afterwards. The season's coming up. Like, pretty good gig right there.